I'm writing to seek your advice regarding my dating life. Okay. I am a 34-year-old woman who has been dating a man, let's call him John, who is 40 years old. Okay. We met at a mutual friend's party about a year ago, and I was immediately attracted to his charisma and drive. He is a self-made entrepreneur with a magnetic personality, which drew me to him. That's good. That's really good. Sometimes we have to be careful with charismatic men, people who have a very like larger than life type of energy, because a lot of the times whenever you sense a larger than life energy from people, it means that they can also use those powers to influence people, to manipulate people. I mean, it sucks, right? But that's actually very true, right? Power corrupts. And when you have a magnetic personality, when you have a charismatic personality that people could sense from the beginning, you have to realize that automatically there's a halo effect. And you're going to be seeking information about his personality and his character that will confirm that initial bias towards a person, because first impressions are very difficult to remove. Once you have a fixed image about the person, like we talked about yesterday, we tend to keep looking for evidence that confirms that. It's confirmation bias.
To hold an idea and convince ourselves we arrived at it rationally, we go in search of evidence to support our view. What could be more objective or scientific? But because of the pleasure principle and its unconscious influence, we manage to find the evidence that confirms what we want to believe. This is known as confirmation bias. We can see this at work in people's plans, particularly those with high stakes. A plan is designed to lead to a positive, desired objective. If people considered the possible negative and positive consequences equally, they might find it hard to take any action. Inevitably, they veer toward information that confirms the desired positive result, the rosy scenario.
However, as our relationship progressed, I started to notice that John has a serious addiction problem. Okay, all right. He spends his money recklessly and often needs my financial help, which I provide without hesitation. Okay, so she wrote to me that, well, I can't say this, but again, she apparently she has like an inheritance, I guess. Okay, don't tell. Okay, don't tell. All right. So apparently she has enough money in the funds to help him out. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, look, it's one thing to have your own little addictions. Okay. Weed. Personally, I don't do none of that kind of stuff. Like not weed. I'll do that. But like all the other ones, like the white powder, and okay, whatever. But to have an addiction where you keep spending all of your money and going broke, that's problematic. Because the biggest reasons why a lot of people get divorced and break like couples is because of money. And it's kind of, you'd be surprised how many people get married to people who have a lot of debt and they don't even know it until they get married with them. Like it's a surprising high number of people who do that. And that's why you have to, as you get to know people, you have to learn to judge people's character over time, and not just go by the charismatic allure. Robert Greene, let her know that.
When choosing people to work and associate with, do not be mesmerized by their reputation or taken in by the surface image they try to project. Instead, train yourself to look deep within them and see their character. People's character is formed in their earliest years and by their daily habits. It is what compels them to repeat certain actions in their lives and fall into negative patterns. Look closely at such patterns and remember that people never do something just once. They will inevitably repeat their behavior. Gauge the relative strength of their character by how well they handle adversity, their ability to adapt and work with other people, their patience and ability to learn. Always gravitate toward those who display signs of strength and avoid the many toxic types out there. Know thoroughly your own character. so you can break your compulsive patterns and take control of your destiny.
So let's keep going. It says, I want to help him get over his addiction and build up a stable life for himself, but he doesn't seem to want to change. That's the thing. You can't help everyone. Like, the way I see it is that when you meet people, if they are the way you met them, don't try to change them. If they're an asshole when you meet them and everything's perfect but that, accept them for who they are and don't assume that they're gonna change. I feel like I'm always mothering him and taking care of him, and it's starting to wear on me. Yeah, you resent that, you know? You resent having to play the mother role. Like it's a role that's placed on you, and you sort of are not able to be yourself because you're playing on the role. But also, there's a pleasurable aspect to playing the mother role, right? A lot of the times when we try to help people, when we are attracted to people who need help, and when we're giving them that feminine supporting energy, even though it's undeserved, a lot of the times it's because we deep down are seeking that from ourselves and we can't provide
You must be attentive to how others will project onto you their needs and fantasies. Keep in mind that when you are the target of other people's projections, the temptation is to want to live up to their idealization of you, to be their fantasy. You get caught up in their excitement and you want to believe you are as great, strong, or empathetic as they imagine. Without realizing it, you begin to play the role they want you to play. You become the mother or father figure they crave. Inevitably, however, you will come to resent this. You cannot be yourself. You are not appreciated for your true qualities. Better to be aware of this dynamic before it entraps you.
And because we can't provide it for ourselves, we seek someone to give it to because we can't give it to ourselves. It's almost like parents who never had let's just say a parent wanted to be a baseball player, right? And he never was able to be a baseball player. But then he'll have a kid and he'll raise the kid to be a baseball player. By the way, people, I'm going to your city. That's right. If you're in the United States, I'm finally having seminars outside of New York City. So you can see here the dates when I'm going to your city. You could pre-order the tickets right now. It's going to be about how to develop feminine energy. Nothing that you guys have heard on this channel before. I've been working on this for like the past year or so, and I feel like the content is ready to be released. So if you guys want to be able to attend, click on the description down below. I don't know when I'm having another one, because for some reason I always go to Europe. I'll see you guys there. Let's continue with the video. And the reason why he'll push that upon this kid is because they never had that. So it's very similar. You're giving men unrequisite feminine mothering energy, all because you never got it, most likely. All because you never got it. And as a result, you look for people who have that energy unconsciously. That's the thing, it's not conscious. And the way you break that pattern and of stopping to mother men is to mother yourself. To give yourself the energy that you're giving those people. And as soon as you give yourself that energy, all of a sudden you'll notice the need to give men that type of help, to seek their validation through helping them, will go away after a while. You know, by the way, people, if any of you guys want me to answer one of your questions like these, because this person sent me a question, and obviously I moved things around so that nobody knows it's dumb, and they agreed, first of all, they agreed for me to make a video about this, right? But I also change ages, change names, and change professions so that you guys can never know who it is, even though they agreed for me to make this video. So if you guys want to ask these types of questions, you can click on the description down below to where it says make video request, and I'll make a video exactly like this. It's $75 to do this type of stuff, and I'll respond within a week because it's fun for me to do this, to be honest with you. It's really nice. I like to help you guys out like that. And yeah, so and they say you provide it without hesitation. Jesus Christ, girl, I mean, date me. Like, you say you provide the financial help without hesitation, date me. Lord have mercy, man. You're every man's dream, it seems like, man. I feel like I'm always mothering him. Yeah, exactly. taking care of him, and it's starting to wear on me. Yeah, yeah. I want to help him, but I also want to be respected by him. Look, nobody respects anyone who gives help like this freely without having any standards. Because the way they see it is that you're giving them free help without them working for it. And what happens when you give things for free without any labor, without them having to work for it? They don't value it that much. When you have the habit of mothering men, of being their mother, first of all, they never really get to know you. They never really get to know you because those men also seek out women who can mother them.
What this should signal to him is that he needs to develop from within more of the mothering qualities that he projects. In fact, he is the one projecting qualities that were never exactly there and trying to make her conform to his expectations. The ensuing breakup will be very painful for the man because he's invested energy from his earliest years and will feel this as abandonment from the mother figure. Even if he is successful in getting the woman to play the role, he himself will feel resentment at his dependency on her, the same dependency and ambivalence he had toward his mother. He may sabotage the relationship or withdraw. His anima has a sharp, recriminating edge, always ready to complain and blame. The man in this case must see the pattern of these relationships in his life. What this should signal to him is that he needs to develop from within more of the mothering qualities that he projects onto women. He must see the nature of his ambition as stemming from his desire to please his mother and live up to her expectations. He tends to drive himself too hard. He must learn to comfort and soothe himself, to withdraw from time to time and be satisfied with his accomplishments. He needs to be able to care for himself. This will drastically improve his relationships. He will give more instead of waiting to be adored and taken care of. He will relate to women as they are. And in the end, they will perhaps feel unconsciously impelled to provide more of the comfort he needs.
And because of that, they never really interact with you. They're interacting with their own projections. And also, you tend to be resentful because you're never really fully satisfied. And the reason why you're never fully satisfied is not because they're not providing you with the love that you feel, but it's because at the end of the day, you're left feeling empty. Because what you're really looking for is to give yourself that same mothering energy you're giving him. But it's really a self-hatred type of thing where you don't feel like you're worthy enough. So you find somebody who feels worthy enough and you give it to them. But just like yourself, they also don't appreciate it. And they become a projection of your own dark side, a projection of your own mind. And when you're not aware of your dark side, this is what happens. Robert Greene, let her know.
People are rarely who they seem to be. Lurking beneath their polite, affable exterior is inevitably a dark shadow side, consisting of the insecurities and the aggressive, selfish impulses they repress and carefully conceal from public view. This dark side leaks out in behavior that will baffle and harm you. Learn to recognize the signs of the shadow before they become toxic. See people's overt traits, toughness, saintliness, etc., as covering up the opposite quality. You must become aware of your own dark side. In being conscious of it, you can control and channel the creative energies that lurk in your unconscious. By integrating the dark side into your personality, you will be a more complete human and will radiate an authenticity that will draw people to you.
So yeah. But also, I want to be respected by him. I feel like he doesn't respect me because I'm always bailing him out of trouble. Yeah, he just sees you as a piggy bank, girl. You're his piggy bank, a poom poom bank. I want him to respect me as an equal and not just as someone who takes care of him. Well, you can't have it both ways, man. You can't have it both ways. You're pretty much a sugar mama to him right now. And also, you not only, because this tends to happen also when you become an emotional sugar mama, where you're expending yourself, you're giving your all to him, and he is not giving you nothing in return. Where in reality, that energy should go towards yourself. towards loving yourself, appreciating yourself, and not mothering men. Looking back, I realized I have a pattern of attracting men who need fixing. Yeah, you're Bob the Builder. I want to help them, but in the process, I end up losing their respect and becoming their caretaker. Yeah, because again, you're pretty much projecting yourself onto others, and you're creating your own inner reality on the outside. As soon as you stop the projecting mechanism by giving yourself the love that you're giving him, you'll notice that the outside world will start reflecting and giving you back that same energy. I don't want to keep repeating this pattern, but I don't know how to break it. I would appreciate any advice you could help me on, and also gain his respect. Thank you for your time and expertise. Look, man, if you want to gain, for example, I remember one time I was with someone, and this girl would do everything for me. Clearly, in my mind, I'm like, okay, like, doesn't she see that this is just a casual thing? Why is she being so loyal? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was so weird. I'm like, I never seen this before. Like, she was treating me like her boyfriend, but at the same time, she was like, she understood that it was just a casual thing. And no matter what I did, she would always stay there. Now, mind you, during that time I was really immature. You know, like, thinking back at it, I realized that it wasn't her fault. It was just me that I didn't appreciate good things. Long story short, one day she walked away, and as soon as she did that, a part of me ended up respecting her more. Because me, I respect strong people. And whenever you come across to me and you just come across as someone who I could do everything to and you're still gonna be there, a part of me cannot respect that. Like, I don't know why. Like, I can't help it. Like, personally, I can't help it. Like, it's weird. It's my own flaws, right? I can't. But I bet a lot of guys think the same way. Where it's like a kid, right? You threaten your kid with punishment, and he does the things you told him not to do, and yet you don't punish him. Deep down, that kid wants to respect you, but he can't, because he sees you as weak, as pathetic. I know it sounds harsh, but yeah, it's true. So it's kind of like you sort of wish you could respect them, but you can't, because respect is something that's earned. You don't just give out respect freely. You earn it. It's a real currency. You earn the respect. No, I wish I could respect some people in my life, but I just can't. I can't. Like, I wish I did, but I just can't. You know? So it's almost like the same thing with your case. You know, you're a strong person. At least in your financial life, in the social world, yeah, you're strong. You have achieved a lot. You know, you're not an ugly person. You sent me you sent me a photo of how you look, like, just to confirm. Like, she actually sent me a photo, right? She was like, "This is how I look, by the way." You're not ugly. Like, you're attractive, and you keep attracting these guys who just keep having addictions and their own problems, and you have your life together, and consistently they don't. And it's not like you're going to help a dude shelter, finding one and adopting one. No, you're casually living your life, and you're just stumbling on these types of guys. It's because you're unconsciously attracted to them. You got to realize how much your unconscious has to do with the people you meet and the people you're attracted to. It has so much to do with it, and we're just not aware of it. We have to realize that what's going on inside of this creates all of this on the outside. We have to realize that. And as soon as you realize it and trust it, and then you can start having more motivation to heal. Rather than mothering the men, give yourself that mothering energy. The same thing you're doing for them, do it for yourself. And as soon as you do that, you'll realize that love is what you really were looking for. Anyways, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. If you guys ever want me to answer any of your questions in a similar way, it can remain private. All you gotta do is just change some of the details up and it'll be scrambled. Nobody will find out it's you. Click on the description down below and I'll see you guys in the next video. Just click where it says answer my question and I'll be more than happy to help you guys out. Take care.